thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
What's up, everyone? We're back for episode 515 of the Massenomics podcast. Yes, that's episode 15 of season 2. We're recording live. I'm in the Dean. Where are you at, Tommy?
I'm in eastern southeast South Dakota.
Yeah. It's Sioux Fu, Crew Falls, and the Dean both equally represented this week, thankfully, for episode 515. This week's episode is brought to you by our good friends over at Texas Power Bars, of course. They've been doing this thing that they're doing since 1980 like no one else has. They are the go-to barbells of Massenomics Gym. We've got Texas Power Bars that have been riding strong in the gym for over a decade now. They're still some of my favorite bars in the gym. We can find more expensive barbells out there. You can find ones that are imported from other countries, that sort of thing, but nothing compares to a good old American-made Texas Power Bar Buddy Cap stamped barbell. I just love them. If you go purchase one yourself, whether it's a Texas Power Bar, Texas Squat Bar, Texas Power Bar, 28.5, 29 millimeter, whatever it is, let them know your friends over at Massenomics sent you.
And this episode is also brought to you by Juggernaut AI. Juggernaut AI is the smartest program for you. Since 2009, Juggernaut has been your trusted training resource, helping tens of thousands of athletes reach their goals. And here's how Juggernaut AI works. First, you got to download the app. That's what makes this whole thing go. It's an app. Once you get the app downloaded, you tell the system all about yourself and your goals, and then it's going to create an individualized program made specifically for you. Once that program exists, you're going to be checking in with the app before every session, during every session, after every session, telling it what's going good, what's going bad, and it is going to make adjustments for you on the fly and planned ahead to make sure you are getting the most out of every training session. I've been using Juggernaut for several years now. I've used it to hit some all-time bench PRs, and my other lifts are doing pretty damn good as well. I highly recommend it. I loved it. It's kept training fun, and most importantly, it's good programming. If you'd like to get in on Juggernaut, head on over to the website, juggernautai.app. You can use code Massenomics and save 10% on the lifetime of your membership, but that only works if you sign up through the website. So juggernautai.app, use code Massenomics and save 10%. Thank you, Juggernaut AI.
I think it's worth mentioning every week before we start recording the show, we record a pre-show. The pre-show, it's like a show before the show. It's unrecorded, it's uncut, it's unfiltered. Some people call it the greasiest show in all podcasting, but we do that each week just before we start recording, which we would have just ended that about 5 minutes ago. We had about a 20-minute pre-show this week, and I'll just say this. It was one of those pre-shows that you just had to be there, man. If you weren't there, you wouldn't get it.
Let's just say you missed out on a piece of history. You're going to have to wait your turn like everyone else now.
Yes. So what I would suggest is becoming a supporting member if you're not getting on the pre-shows. There's grease is what we call it in the pre-show, or it's some very pre-show specific topics that only get released on the pre-show. And this might have just been the biggest, greasiest episode we've ever had, I think. So
I don't even know if there's an I think. I think it just is.
It just is the greasiest pre-show episode we ever had. We can't talk about any of it now. Maybe someday it'll make the full show, but for now, it's just going to be for our pre-show.
If you're on the fence, though, next week you can still get in on the early knowledge of a big announcement. So if you are, if you have been waiting to be a supporting member, if you join now, you can say you were there almost first.
Right. So to the show with the pre-show behind, it's just hard to get my bearings about me for the show with all that pre-show.
It was just such an experience. Like,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, I gotta.
First of all,
No
Where's Jose?
way. Matching
We are
long
wearing
sleeves?
the same. What's the odds that we wear the same long sleeve
I put this on
shirt?
today. I'm like, I haven't worn this in weeks. I can't wait to wear this thing. And of course, you have it on.
These our long sleeve tees are freaking sweet. So we're wearing the Apparel Co. one. There's still a few of the gym tee one around. You could buy. This one's out, but you could get the Massenomics gym dark gray long sleeve one.
Too. That's a good
A lot of good feedback on these. I've had people, supporting members that have these that have texted me and been like, this is the best thing you've ever made. We need more long sleeve tees. So you never know when there might be another long sleeve tee coming. What are you drinking over there this week, though, Tommy? That's what the world wants to know.
I know, and I am thirsty. Raspberry nectarine Waterloo.
Raspberry nectarine Waterloo.
Did I have this last week, or am I just imagining it?
That I think you did have a Waterloo. I've got something a little different over here.
Yeah, what is that can I'm seeing?
Yeah, were you spotting this earlier?
Oh, I just saw it when you pulled that out of there. What the hell is that?
Can you?
Oh,
see
a little
have you seen
protein.
this? Have you heard about
Yeah,
this? It's
Costco has those things.
Nuri Ultra Filtered Milkshake, 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar. It's 150 calories, 2.5 grams of fat. And actually, this has, with real macros in there, just bear with me for 1 second while I add this to my MacroFactor.
Yeah. Scan that thing.
Bear with me for just a second while I get this in here. There it is. It's got it in there. Extra 150 calories. I was saving them for this. Actually, that gets me 3,951 calories for the day. Finished with 261 grams of protein. Over on fat, under on carbs. But it's like people that I like to hear justify the things I like to hear say. Don't worry too much about how much is fat and how much are carbs. Just make sure your total calories are working out in your protein.
Yeah, that's the main thing, right?
But yes, I do use my MacroFactor app, which you can use discount code. What is our discount code? It's Massenomics.
Yeah.
And you get a couple free weeks. And I'm still going strong on MacroFactor. I don't know if we talked about it for a while, but I'm still rocking and rolling.
I'm too. You know what? I got a little chicken follow-up. There was a stretch where we were really getting into the details on shredded chicken and what your lunch looked like on a daily basis. Have you had that thing before or not?
No.
Oh, that's your first taste ever right now.
Have you had this
No,
before?
I see them, and I'm just afraid to, because you got to buy like a 30-pack of them. I don't want to buy a 30-pack.
Oh, it's good. It tastes like a Yoo-Hoo.
Oh, so it's not carbonated?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
See,
it
I
tastes
see
like
a can, and I just think carbonation, and that was what was scaring me, is a carbonated protein drink.
Yeah. You know what goes good with Yoo-Hoo? Rum.
Is that from an Adam Sandler movie? What's that from?
Yeah, it is. Is that Big Daddy?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like, because they're on the playground, and he's like, you know what goes good with Yoo-Hoo? Rum.
Yeah. That sounds all right.
It is good. I'm going to have this thing gone in about one more drink, actually. So it's darn tasty. I would recommend if you want something like this, I guess. I don't know. I don't really need, we talked about it, but just because of my diet, I don't really need extra shots of 30 grams of protein. Usually,
I mean, but who really doesn't actually need it though,
That's true. And it is just delicious, actually. So,
okay. But we were talking chicken. We were talking
chicken.
For a while.
I want the chicken update.
And you're really preaching the good word on shredded chicken. We talked all the techniques for shredding it. I even learned about the $6 shredder you can get on Amazon that does a pretty amazing job of shredding.
Yeah.
After going and really trying this, I just think I've come to the conclusion my preferred texture of chicken is just chopped up into small pieces.
Oh, you like chopped up into small pieces?
I just like chopped up into little pieces.
Yeah. I like chopped up into little pieces too.
I don't know why.
Cubed.
Yeah,
cubed,
cubed.
sort of.
Yeah, cubed, yes. And cubed like when you're at Qdoba and it's cubed all nice, like almost the smaller the better.
Yep.
That just, for some reason, that just hits a little better for me.
I like cubed also. Shredded's my favorite, but if shredded was banned by Big Brother tomorrow and you could only have cubed chicken, I would survive just fine going cubed. I can get down with cubed as well. My wife actually for the Super Bowl made it was like this knockoff Qdoba recipe of chicken where it looked exactly like the Qdoba chicken, you know, when they in its season and
Did
it's
she
like
bring
it's
a
like
grill
that
into
orange
your
color.
big flat top grill into your house too and cooked?
No,
it
she
for
was
the
grilling
full-
outside on the grill
okay.
for it even. And we had it. I'm like, not only is this like Qdoba, this is so much better. I could eat this for the next 100 days straight and not get sick of it. I guarantee it. Like I could eat that, you know, because I just had it with rice and cheese, of course. And I could eat it was like Qdoba, only even better, probably. And I'm like, yeah, you could just make this all the time.
See, that's also been as I'm hitting chicken even more and more lately. I've just also come to the conclusion that my food has to be just heavily seasoned for me to eat it, and the easiest way to do that is just some type of Mexican taco seasoning of some kind, and then I can just do whatever with it. But that's really turned into my go-to lately.
All right, so there, and you've been logging it all in MacroFactor as well, I can only assume.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this thing's gone, and that was with me like milking it as long as I could. Like things like this, I cannot not drink.
God, yeah, you really put that
immediately.
down.
Okay, we got some topics this week. Title topic, pending title topic could be the new equipment of 2026. We've been teasing this for about a month.
Before we get to there, though, we got a lot of ground to
we're
cover.
not.
Okay,
we got a lot of. We're not jumping right into
can't
that.
commit to any title topic at this point, especially regarding new equipment. We just can't commit to that. I think we got a little follow up on last week's episode, Tanner.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
What was last week's episode?
So last week's episode was our wild garage gym reviews equipment theory, and got a lot of engagement, a lot of interest in that one. Coop himself, I don't know if he did much to quash those theories. If anything, he contributed to it with his little reaction he made of him shoveling popcorn in his face, and then just his hi guys comment on the YouTube video. So it certainly seems like, yes, we could be onto something there. But just after right last week, I think right after we got off the podcast, I'm like, okay, I gotta do some digging here. And yes, if anyone else looked, it's obvious. Like you said, Coop's social posting has increased drastically. The Garage Gym Reviews, for being a company based off of making equipment, posts an embarrassingly little amount of content on their Instagram. Like, I don't know, since November, if they've had 10 posts or something. Like, they post maybe once a week, which you can't do that. Like, that's not how that works. So when you're in the business of content, to make a post once a week. And then the other thing we said, there's some timeline out there. There's some timeline. And I'm like, when the hell, this is when I'm trying to do my research. I'm like, when the hell did Pillar 4 buy Garage Gym Reviews? And this was kind of a point of contention with us way back in the day, is that there was no
clarity,
press release. There was no there wasn't any
point,
transparency around this thing. I think it was just one day someone reached out to us and was like, hey, just so you guys know, some company bought Coop's channel. I think that was the podcast that we had back in the day is what spurred that, is someone tipped us off to that, because there was no press release, no transparency, no announcement, anything. So it's really hard to figure out when that happened. But I was Googling around. The only thing I could find is there was an interview with, was it like Kilo? I took a screenshot. It was like Kilo.net or something like that. What do we got? Yeah, it's Kilo, or usekilo.com. And they had a screenshot in there showing Pillar 4's acquisitions. And according to their screenshot, Pillar 4 acquired Garage Gym Reviews in April of 2021. And what's 5 years from April of 2021? April 2026, which would mean about a month and a half, which actually fits the timeline of your theory perfectly well, Tanner. So time will tell. But, you initially had said, I think in the next 6 months to a year. Seeing that, it might be in the next 6 weeks where something could be happening.
Yeah, it definitely is. First of all, I don't know if everything we said we'd have to play back is 100% correct, but I'm pretty sure based on reactions. And then also I did have at least no less than 3 people DM that are in the know that said, I know the details. And I said, don't tell me. We want to speculate on the podcast one more week, so don't tell me too much. But yes, 3 people in the community did say, yeah, that's right. Something's or up. Pretty much, yeah. And based on Coop's comments, and actually, I think Coop's making the perfect comments because I'm no doubt Coop isn't allowed to talk about it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is what's happening and someone starts advertising it for him, is he going to be like, sweet, let's get the ball rolling early. I'll just hang out over here.
Oops. Who let the secret out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Coop was probably like, sweet. This is a great for getting it going. Because, he can't probably talk about it really yet.
Yeah.
But he can't probably control if we're talking about it. So I guess we'll see exactly how that plays out. But I think it's no doubt that we're pretty hot on the trail of what's going on there. Yeah. So more follow-up to come, though, as that progresses, right? Maybe even just like 2 months from now then.
Yeah. At this point, yeah. Until something happens, we've done enough speculating for now. Now we just wait and see what actually goes down.
Yeah. We'll wait until we can really utilize it for a really good title topic. And
maybe this is what we'll do. Once something happens, we'll just get him on the podcast. He can promote his new thing.
Yeah. We'll let him do that. And that
straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably
fair.
champing at the bit to really.
I think he's he's champing real hard over there right now.
I'd hate to be that bit because it's getting champed.
It's getting champed. He's gonna champ that thing damn near right in two. Well, okay, here we go. New drop. February 19th, 2026. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Yeah, this is gonna be our biggest. This is at least to date our biggest drop of 2026.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and it's factually accurate because we did have one in January, but this has like double the amount of items in it. So this is definitively our largest drop of 2026.
We're just gonna keep doubling every drop.
Yeah. That's not quite exponential. That's almost exponential though.
Exponential adjacent.
Yeah. I mean, this month is an exponential growth over last month. We went from 2 to 4. Right. That is an exponential growth. It's also doubling in this case, but that the exponential part's going to be really hard to continue next month because we'd have to do 16.
Yeah, I don't want to do 16. It's too much.
So we'll just, at least for 1 month, it's going to be exponential growth here. We do have February 19th, like I said, if you're a supporting member, you get early access to that drop. There's going to be some real hot items in there, I think. The 2 tees, both on comfort color tees. There is another item in there that's completely crew supporting member inspired that I think is going to go like hotcakes. And then there is something deep out of the vault, out of the Massenomics vault that we resurrected from deep down. It was like what's that called? It was like a time capsule that we buried years ago.
Yeah, we had to get out a map and directions. We couldn't even remember where we put it. We had to go look for it.
All right, you want to know my time capsule conspiracy theory?
Oh yeah.
Nobody, like, of all the time capsules that has been put down there, nobody ever like follows up on that. Nobody's ever like, oh, how does that information even get passed? Typically, like,
no one knows because it's never happened.
It's just been
erased from time.
Yeah, so there's just crap dug into the ground everywhere, and nobody's ever picked it out of there. So yeah, it's like a time capsule out of the vault, though, and I think that item in particular is going to go fast. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I mean, I'd be surprised if it didn't.
Yeah, I think the crew inspired and the thing deep out of the vault, I think those are both going to be very fast sellers. So it's going to be one of those drops you want to get in on it early and get in on it hard, right off the jump. We probably don't need to show anything off yet though, because that's still a week from now, or
yeah, I don't know. I guess we kind of actually already did on Instagram to a certain extent.
Yeah, if you dig around Instagram, you'll see some previews of things.
Yeah.
There's actually one thing hidden in plain sight in some of those Instagram posts. That
I was laughing.
Nobody caught what's going on there. I'm not going to elaborate anymore. I could give like even just some more vague context would actually give it away, but there is some stuff hidden in plain sight on some of those Instagram posts that
that was my
nobody
exact
picked up
on that. Little trickery.
Yeah. They were hidden in plain sight. Okay, so that's the big drop. I guess it's worth mentioning we alluded to talking on the what we talked about on the pre-show, and that is going to be a big announcement on the show pretty soon, right? We have something very, very big to announce on the podcast within a couple of weeks.
Yeah, within probably the next 2 weeks, we'll have a large announcement for the show.
One of the biggest announcements we've ever had on the podcast, right? Like, I don't even know. Is it the biggest?
I mean, it is the biggest.
Like, to us, it is.
Yeah.
To you and I, it is, right?
Yeah.
It's the biggest.
To some people, it won't be. But yeah, to us, it is the biggest announcement we've ever had.
To some people, it won't be. But to a really large percentage of the audience, it will be.
Mm-hmm.
Too. Some people, not as much. But it will bring in a very large percentage of the audience under the umbrella, I think, right?
Yeah. God, I hope so.
And it's something that we've been working on very diligently for kind of a long time, and it's really coming together. And we do have more crew members getting their first looks at it, so there are moles amongst you. So be very suspicious at this point of anyone saying anything. They might know something. They probably do. Yeah. Do you think it's bigger? Garrett brought up an interesting point. Is it bigger than when we announced the first ever Lift Hard Live Easy Classic? That's a pretty big announcement.
Oh, that actually was
that
a
would
big
be that has to be on the Mount Rushmore of announcements.
That one is on the Mount Rushmore. That one is different though, in that one was just purely announcement. No work had gone into anything yet. Or this one, that one
from an announcement standpoint, it's really big though.
Yes. That one, the announcement was front loaded in the way that the announcement and the work was on the back end. Here, it's like, well, we've kind of done all the work and now we're announcing it at the end.
Right.
So they were just different ends of it. But yeah.
So, but if there's a Mount Rushmore of announcement, though, Lift Hard Live Easy, this new project, and then Tyler leaving the podcast, that could be on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. To anyone that's listened to the first 100 episodes.
Right.
If you didn't, that announcement.
If you were listening at the time, it was a big announcement.
Yeah.
And we shared it on, wasn't it like we announced it and he was gone like the next episode?
It was really fast. It was something like that.
Or there was maybe one more episode we recorded.
That might have been it.
And then he was gone.
Now.
So what would be the fourth one on the Mount Rushmore of podcast announcements? I think those three are
big. I don't know. We really hyped up the announcement of the billboard for a long time.
Yeah.
Like that was a thing, but
because we have something big coming if we hit a certain X number of reviews.
Yeah.
That was pretty big. That was, especially at the time.
Crazy moment at the time.
Yeah, now it doesn't because we've had
it's
10
just like
billboards.
it's just another thing. Like it doesn't even register as being significant. But
we've got our billboard booked here for this next summer, so we are going to have a billboard again in our usual spot for everyone that comes for the Lift Hard Live Easy. There will be a billboard again. That could be it though. That could be the fourth one. That was a big deal at the time.
That one, other big deals at the time was like probably the first time we talked about having a booth at the Arnold. Like that was a big deal to us at the time, but
that was a big decision at the time, even too. Like when we sat and said, well, we really could do it.
Like the most money we'd ever spent on anything related to Massenomics at that point in time.
Yeah. And not that we're some high rollers now or something like that, but that amount of money we spend very frequently on a lot of things.
Well, the idea of like putting a few $1,000s down there was like, whoa, we sure we want to do this?
Yeah. Okay. So stay tuned for that big announcement that is coming eventually. Do we want to do supporting our supporting members?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. Supporting our supporting members is a relatively new segment, particularly to season 2 of the podcast. This is just the 15th time we've ever done supporting our supporting members here in season 2.
Are you sure about that number? Have you been counting the whole time?
Kind of feel like I'm keeping it. I think it's the first time I've ever addressed it this way, but it also feels like I've done it several times. I can't tell for sure.
Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it.
So you can become a supporting member by going to massenomics.com/join. This is still the number one way that you can support Massenomics. We fire off a lot of different ways you can support Massenomics. The biggest thing that keeps the ship afloat is the supporting membership program. It keeps our lights on, our George Foreman grills hot, our greasy,
Our daisy chains chained.
Yeah, everything that we need, it keeps it the way we need those things.
The way the name wants it to be.
It keeps water in our hoses. Colton says. Your supporting membership keeps the garden, keeps the water in our garden hoses.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well said.
Puts the lead in our pipes. Yeah. All that.
So please, if you like the show, even if you just tolerate the show, please consider joining up. It's as cheap as affordable as just $3 per month, and upwards from there. You can go all the way to $69.
Yeah.
There are people at that level. So yeah, that could be you. I dare you. I double dog dare you to sign up for the nice level. The nice level is $69 per month.
Just do it.
I dare someone to listen to this and go sign up for it right now. I challenge you. I bet you won't.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like to see 10 people go do it right now.
I bet you won't. Bet you can't. You can't even do it. You couldn't even do it if you wanted to. So we'll report back next week if that worked at all. This week's supporting members. Big Eddie and Big Devin had a crew meetup. Big Dutch Matt competed at a strongman battle in Eindhoven, and he got 4th place.
Oh.
Big Joe Guns hit a family PR with the birth of his new son. Congratulations, Big Joe Guns. Big Toby competed in a strongman competition, the ATP Classic. He did quite well. Stellar performance, including a big PR for him on the deadlift of 705 pounds.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So I believe Toby and Dodds had a long-standing race to 700-pound deadlift.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that signifies the end of the race, right?
The finish line has been crossed.
The race has been run. Unpaid and underrated guest this week. Unpaid and underrated is our bratty little sister podcast. Another perk of becoming a supporting member is you could be a guest on that podcast, which features a new guest every week that is a supporting member. And this week's guest, none other than Big Rory, Roarman Strength, as seen in a recent Massenomics YouTube gym tour, as heard as the singer, songwriter of We Used to Be a Proper Friggin' Country, which you can find on Spotify.
Oh, I do get along those lines. You know, you had that sweet banner. I just hadn't checked my mail in like 9 days. I had one of those sitting in my mail too.
Yeah.
So thank you, Rory.
Hang it up back there in the background.
No, it's going in the bedroom, actually.
Yeah. Above on the ceiling. So thank you to all of our supporting members. Should we do a certified training facility of the week this week?
I don't know why we'd stop once we started this streak we have.
Once you get this ball rolling, you can't hardly stop, can you?
No, you cannot.
Can't stop, and for that matter, won't stop.
Just
looking around right now.
List pulled up. So last week we were in Boston for a very unique little dungeon gym. I wonder where we go this time. You know what? So let me see. I might got something cool here, maybe.
All right.
Actually, I do got something pretty cool here, actually. Okay.
All right. Where are we headed this
week? We're going to
week?
our neighbors to the north. Just, not too far from Scance, actually.
Okay.
There's a little place called The Lab.
The Lab. Oh, yeah. Look at that lighting.
See this?
Yep.
Seen this? Have you heard about this?
I have heard about this.
Have you actually?
I mean, I entered this at one point in time.
Okay. Well, right. Yes. Actually, yes. It didn't appear here magically. So, yeah, technically you've seen everything. Whether you remember it or not is a different story.
When there's over 500, it is kind of challenging to remember them all. So, that's...
Okay. We're looking at The Lab in... Where are we at? Oh, God. What is this French name? Something New Brunswick. Way east. What is that?
Okay. Oh. Well, it's by St. Thomas de Kent.
I don't know how you say that name. It looks
Which
like
one is it? The
Baktouche or something, but I know that's not how you say it.
Oh, yeah.
No way that's how you say that.
I'm going to say it's, no, I don't know. I don't know how that, I'm going to say it's Baktouche.
Let's see what Google has.
The
for me.
Brokerie.
Baktouche is what it says. Baktouche. All right, here we go. It's French for
Just
buck
kind of
cherry.
reminded me of buck cherry. Yeah, it's
Baktouche, French for
Canadian
buck cherry.
French for buck cherry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, the lab. We're looking at it. First up, I don't know what this is actually. Oh, this is a basement, I think. When I go through some of the pictures, I believe we're looking at a basement, but really cool. So they have the walls painted a mix of gold, and they have a.
I love gold.
Yeah, they got this like gold color, and then they have a black accent wall and a black ceiling with these hex lights. And you see the hex lights around, but they have hex lights on some of the walls, which is really cool too, because you don't see that too often. And this first image in the foreground, Tanner, we have the preacher curl bench, a body solid one right there. And then we have a concept to what the ski erg right there.
Ski erg.
And then if we go to the next photo number 2, this looks like the cardio corner with a little bit of something extra here. We got an elliptical, a concept 2 rower, and then what is that?
What make and model we dealing with there?
Leg curl leg extension of some kind, seated.
Yeah, it's a plate stack one. It looks nice. I can't tell what brand it is for sure, though.
I can't either. It does look pretty nice. And that's all that's in that photo. Photo 3, oh, it's just a close-up of the skier. Photo 4, we got the full view of the room here. And it's interesting because we have a rack there. Is that so? There's an adjustable bench. Is that a standard bar, like a standard 1-inch bar? See the weight plates on there?
Yeah.
We do not see that too often, do we?
Yeah, no. I think that's how they do it in Canada.
It must be a metric thing. Yeah, they prefer 1-inch weights because of the metric system.
Yes.
So you got that. Pretty standard little kind of squat stand rack there. Nothing too crazy. But then the next photo 5, we have a functional trainer.
I feel like this is the same branding that's on that leg extension leg curl.
Yeah, it is, but I just can't tell what that little red logo is. It's just small enough. It looks like a nice functional trainer though. You got a dual stack. Okay, are you catching what's going on here though? Is it just me or did they have to cut a hole into their ceiling to fit this thing in there?
Oh yeah, they definitely. I think that they just had to get rid of the ceiling. Like it looks like they didn't have to cut the floor joists and notch them out at all, but just like the actual, they must have been within.
They needed like 4 inches. It
clearance.
Looks like. Yeah, just a couple inches in the ceiling. So the ceiling.
Sometimes that's all you need. Am I right?
That makes all the difference.
Sexual jokes.
that functional trainer though, to make it fit, the ceiling had to go. And I mean, it does seem like a nice functional trainer for a home gym.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
And then photo 6, we have
there's the big rack.
Yeah, there's the big rack and another hole in the ceiling to fit the rogue the rogue rack in there. And what do we got? It's Keith would like this. We got the Rogue Monster Light rack in orange.
Yep.
And it's got the little, is that maybe like a Bells of Steel boulder shoulder thing on there?
So yeah, it's definitely the rack mounted that lateral raised weighted, plate weighted machine. I don't know if it's Bells of Steel or what, but
do we got a little stereo in the corner over there? Tanner, you seen that thing? That
what
receiver?
Is that a receiver?
Yeah.
That looks like it could have been straight out of Massenomics gym.
Do you think they set a limit on the weight on the audio, on the volume, so no one blasts it too loud?
If they didn't, they should.
Yeah. So that is the lab.
Cool looking gym.
I like it.
They've got there. What I don't know. I'm just wondering. Do you think you could get strong in the lab with Big Randy?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, we getting strong in the lab. For sure.
Or excuse me, Bon sang wah. That's French for hell yeah. I had to Google it quick.
I just knew it. Took a little French back in high school. I just knew it. All right, sweet certified training facility of the week. Should we boot out all these live listeners that have been freeloading all night long?
They're still here?
There's oodles and oodles of them around. There's oodles.
I thought they would have got the picture by now and just left their own free will, but
sometimes you just got to kick their ass out. That's what I've noticed over the years.
That's what I get for making the assumption.
And the best way to kick their ass out is put on a pair of barefoot shoes and then kick their ass out in barefoot shoes. It doesn't really make it any easier or harder, but you darn sure look good doing it in a pair of barefoot shoes. I like the barefoot Ursus Gen 2 or Gen 1. I like the black suede, and I like those as either low top or high top. I have low top Gen 1, high top Gen 1, and low top Gen 2 of all black, and those are my three favorite pairs of shoes that I have from Barefoot. I've got a couple others. Those are my favorite. And then the Bruin boot is in a slightly separate category. It's my favorite boot that I have from Barefoot is the Bruin boot. Whether you're buying a low top, a high top, a Gen 1, a Gen 2, a boot, a shoe, canvas, suede, white, black, any other color in between, use discount code Massenomics. It'll save you 10% on every order from Barefoot. Thank you, Barefoot. Barefoot.store.
Do you want to hit the strength code button for me?
Boy, howdy, do I want to. Does the Pope wear a funny hat?
Oh.
This is the Strength Company. We've set out to build a better barbell plate on American soil. We ended up here at Wisconsin's legendary Wapaka Foundry. With over 60 years of ironworking experience, the foundry had the knowledge, technology, and processes to build our weights to our exact specifications. The Strength Company plates are slim but rugged, smooth but easy to grip, and electro-coated for durability and to look great in your gym. This is the next generation of American iron. Only available from the Strength Company.
Oh, yeah.
That just hits from the strength code, doesn't it?
It just hits. That's a good way of putting it.
Strength.co. Title topic? Are we actually doing this thing?
We can do the title topic. Or, I have another thing I've been thinking about if we want to think about the title topic a little.
Yeah, I don't want to just jump into this. It feels like we're almost jumping into it.
Okay, that's a good point. Okay, this could almost fall under
it is the new equipment thing we're thinking about talking about here. So but I don't want to jump into it head first.
Right? Yeah. I mean, we've been thinking about this for 3 weeks now. We'd hate to just all of a sudden
at this point. Do you rush it? We've let it marinate so well. Then what do? Just rush it?
Right. It would be just foolish. We'd look like podcasting amateurs then.
We'd look like complete horses' assholes by doing that.
It's not what you want. You do not want that. Okay, this could almost fall under a heavy thought segment, Tanner. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm just got this little theory.
Heavy thoughts.
Do we have any heavy thoughts segment music? Do we? That's not a button we have a lot. I don't know if you have something cooking over there.
I got something for you here. I think. I just want to make sure I do this right.
Yeah. Okay, that's good heavy
How's
thoughts
that?
intro. Yeah. I like that. A little acoustic hold me. Yeah, that's good. All right.
Acoustic.
Okay. So here's my theory. I'm curious what you think on this. I know some people won't agree with me. Some people might. But have you ever heard of the little thought process behind fast, cheap, or good? You can pick two. You can't have all three. You ever heard of that little paradox?
Yeah.
You know, maybe you want
I
someone
like that.
you want someone to work on something for you,
Yeah.
and you know, like that's the thing is like it's like I picture you go to an old small town mechanic and they have this sign behind there, and it's a triangle.
I
and it
can
says
do it fast, good.
fast, cheap, or
Choose
good.
two.
Yeah, choose good.
Also, get the hell out.
Yeah,
Free beer tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, just some signs that are like really smart ass about everything.
Yeah.
You know, you know,
Like, is this good customer service? Because it kind of seems like you're being mean.
right? It's like if no one's here, it's because we're drinking out of the hose out back, like some sign like that.
If you don't like our service, you can get the hell out and don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. And it's all on a sign.
Yeah, just a lot of just really passive aggressive signs, letting you know that the customer is always wrong. That's how you know you're at a place where they know what's up.
Well, it's like the small town bar waitress, stereotypically, that
just is so annoyed with all the regulars and hates everyone, but also knows
that's
everything.
real. Also,
it is.
for anyone that has never been to a small town bar,
but not even
whatever.
a small town like in Aberdeen. I mean, it's you know, there's people that have their clientele everywhere, and people got them.
Yeah. Well, some people are just bad at their job.
Yeah, true.
Some people, it like does become their thing though, that they're like the
asshole.
Right. And it is almost like funny in a way too, because they're secretly not, but it kind of is their thing.
It's their,
That
you know, they got,
sometimes.
it's everyone goes to work. They got to put on, you know, they got to put on their costume for the day, and their costume for that day is to be cranky and angry about their job.
Yes. Yes.
When they're actually smiling on the inside. So anyway, so you got this triangle, this dilemma of you know, fast, cheap, and good. You know, you got this triangle. I was thinking, you know, as a lifter, you kind of have a triangle too. You could maybe call it the iron triangle. And you have this triangle.
First of all, I'm loving this.
Okay. I think you're going to relate to this. You have this triangle, and instead of fast, cheap, and good, I'm going to put three different things on there. I'm going to put lifting, family, and job. And goddamn, if it's not the truth, that it's like you can pick two. You can really put effort
dial
into
in
two.
on any two at any point.
It's really hard to put like full effort into three, like really hard. And you know, when I think about it, like times where I'm like, well, no, I've done all three just fine before. And I'm like, well, actually I've done all three just fine because one of the other ones is slacking.
Right.
And
because I wasn't my job was easy at the time.
Yeah, exactly. That was it. It's like, well, I got away with this before. And it's like, well, actually work wasn't that busy then is what was going on. Like I didn't have that much going on, or, you know, if you don't have kids, you might be like, well, I don't have, it's like, well, just that side of your triangle is missing. The dad side of the triangle's gone. Because
you don't have to worry as much about that side of the triangle because it just is the circumstance.
Yes. What I'm getting at is, you know, we've had the work angle of the triangle cranked just as far as it can go for so long.
So ours is like a right triangle right now.
It's a very obtuse angle on this thing.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, I've been just trying, like lifting is really ramping up for me. It's getting to a more advanced level than where I typically am.
Yeah.
And the other day I'm like, God, for these type of workouts, I need to devote more time to this. Like if I really want to be successful at these, I need to devote more time. And then I'm like, well, I'll just have to cut more. I'm just the exact thought process. I'll just have to cut some out of the workday. I'm like, actually, I can't do that right now. Like that's not an option. Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just have to lift longer and not like do family dinner and stuff. I'm like, I'm not doing that either. I'm not going to be like, sorry guys, dad's got to have a 2-hour lifting session. I'll see you after dinner for a little bit before you go to bed. I'm like, I'm not going to do that either. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just have to limp through lifting for a little bit here. And that's when the whole theory clicked with me is like, nope. You get, you might get away with some stretches of maybe being able to do all three, but a sustained period of like all three really cranked all the way up, in my opinion, is almost damn near impossible.
Could you do the whole thing again and call it the iron triangle, and I'll be silent and do it fairly concisely?
Tanner, listen to me here. I got this theory. I've been thinking about it. It is the iron triangle. We got a triangle with 3 points here. The points are lifting, careers, and family. And man, making all three of those work, you can pick two. Having all three, that's tough. That's tough. Did I do it?
Cut. we got the clip.
Socials.
Yeah. That is true, though. That is very true. Or like you could take a little from all of them and all of them suffer a little, it's a give and take from all of them.
But yeah, and that is the thing too, is like, yeah, you can just dial them all back a little bit and then you have some more moderation, but just and
then none of them are awesome.
We're in extreme times right now. We don't have, one of them can't be dialed back at the moment.
Right. And you don't really ever want to dial back your family too much for too long.
Well, that's also the thing too. Yes.
And there are husband and dad.
There are guys like, no, I work.
But then you're just not.
I work 10 hours a day and I live 5 hours a day. I'm like, and you see your family 0 hours a day. You're just not admitting that. Like that's
right.
And that's actually how a lot of guys get around it is,
and there might be, it's always just periods of time. And some people, like if you're going to do a competition, you may have it worked out with your family that's like, no, for this next 2 months, this is going to be.
And that's the thing is
more of a
when I
thing,
think about that, in the summer when we're really getting into the peaking session for, I'm like, I am really dialed in. And I just think I could not keep this sustained focus all year because I know for those, like how important those lifting sessions are, that I am really carving out the time of my day to make those happen by taking more out of work and, trying not to, but possibly taking a little more of family time. And that's just not a long-term sustainable thing for me, is to have that approach. So luckily that's only for a month or so of the year.
To that point, I'm in the almost wrapped up with a deload week right here. And when this deload, the end of my last week, I was so thankful that a deload was coming. I was like, I just am so worn out right now. And I had some really good training sessions prior to that where I was pushing some numbers higher, and it just zapped me, because my sleep is at least an hour less than it should be every single night. And that catches up a little bit.
I think that's the biggest one for me is that part of it, is that's just staying up too late.
And I was looking forward to the deload so much. And actually just even my last working sets of deadlift prior to the deload, I was like, oh my God, this feels so hard and bad. And after kind of almost a week of deload to do I was really light deadlifts today as a part of my deload, but I was like, okay, something's coming back. I can just feel my body being like, oh yes,
energy returning.
Yes. I'm like, okay, I think I can get in one more week. I will actually be back to some numbers. The numbers will make more sense again. Just my pitch at what a deload is, or, it's like the theory I like, either you don't have to call them deloads, but every style of programming does something like this at some point in time, or
any intelligent
you never do
style,
and you break.
Yeah. You're just not going balls to the wall all the time.
Right. I had something, little juicy piece of news that we had never covered before. We're going to have our booth at Home Gym Con this year for Home Gym Con 2026. That comes 2 days after the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic or something. That's an exaggeration, but I think is it the next weekend, or is it 2 weekends after?
I think it's a Lift Hard Live Easy. The next weekend is free. Yeah, it's a Lift Hard Live Easy.
The next weekend I think is Bryce's wedding.
That's what I was going to say. It's not technically free. It's Bryce's wedding. Then the next weekend is Home Gym Con. So it's a stretch.
But we are going to be there. We're going to have a Massenomics booth. Should be a very exciting booth. We've got some big things cooking in relation to that booth also. But the big draw, and most people have heard about this if you're in the know on Home Gym Con at this point, this is old news, but Brian Shaw is going to be there and have a booth this year. And that does speak to, I said it last year when I called you from Home Gym Con, you couldn't go last year. We went together 2 years ago and it was like, oh yeah, this is definitely, this is picking up steam and this is becoming a thing. And when I called you from last year, I'm like, no, this is.
Yeah, it was while you were still there. You said this is it's different now. This thing is taking off.
And this is one of those things that A, it's really going to continue to help it grow, but B, it also proves that to me. When Brian Shaw wants to come there and have a booth, that's just different. 2 years ago when we were there, Brian Shaw wouldn't have been there and had a booth. No. That would have been odd for that to be taking place. Now I'm like, no, that's what this event is like.
Yeah.
Like that's not it totally makes sense to me.
And Brian's a
that he would
huge
be
name.
there.
Like that is a huge, it's not like you got some random guy that competed at World's Strongest Man 10 years ago, but no one knows who, like he's the guy.
Right. So it's just cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes me, I mean, I'm already really excited for Home Gym Con. This makes me even more so.
Did we already talk about this now that I'm thinking about this?
I don't think we did. I think just you and me talked about it on the phone was all.
Okay.
I don't think we talked about it on here.
Because did I say the thing, or maybe this was just you and I talking about it, that what I want everyone to do, because there'll be like 75 Massenomics supporting members at Home Gym Con, maybe even 100.
Mm-hmm.
What I want everyone to do, like, because Brian will have a line and everyone will get to meet Brian if you want to, is everyone, like, not rudely, like, I want him to laugh at this at the end of the day, not be like, I hate these guys, but to suggest to him that it'd be like, oh, it'd be great to see you have a home gym tour with Massenomics. I love your home gym. I can't wait to see you have a Massenomics home gym tour someday. Like, Brian, I can't believe, for as awesome as your home gym is, that you haven't had a tour from the Massenomics guys yet. And by like the 30th time he hears that, he's going to start laughing eventually, because he's going to know that there's a thing. But also at some point in time, he's going to think, I wonder if I should do a home gym tour with the Massenomics guys. It seems like it's coming up here or something, you know. That's what I want to happen.
We'll refresh everyone on those plans when the time gets closer. But
yes, but be prepared to think of what you're going to say to Brian about.
We'll give you some scripts that you can try. You know.
Yeah, and also for some people, if you haven't met people like that at conferences or these events and stuff, it's not going to be bad, because it gives you one thing to talk about at least too.
It's an icebreaker.
Yeah, so you got your icebreaker right there. Okay. Now the title topic?
Maybe now. You know, we're only 50 minutes in. Maybe now's the appropriate time.
You don't feel like this is jumping into it, or I'm slightly.
I mean, it's maybe a touch early, but it's. Okay. I'll make an exception here.
All right. And you know what that means? After teasing it for a month, it's finally time to talk about the new equipment that I either have received or have coming for Massenomics Gym in the beginning of 2026. So do we want to hear the list?
I want to hear this list.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things on the list.
I definitely don't know all these pieces. I gotta figure out what's going on here.
All right, and we can talk about it if you have any. If we want to talk, we can talk as much or as little about any of these as we would like.
Are you gonna give me the full list right away, and then we'll start picking it apart?
I might just go one by one.
Okay, that works.
I'm going to start with something that actually that already showed up and that I have put together. It is the Bridge Built Barbell Stable that I bought from Gluck.
Oh, I've just realized I did see the Instagram photo, but we've never talked about this actually. Yeah. Okay. So this is good, because when if anyone watched our tour with Gluck,
which watch it if you haven't.
Yeah, you should watch it. It was a very, very excellent tour. You do mention how you like that piece a lot. I think it was off air when we weren't recording. You said, I want to buy that. But, you know, it's kind of the joke of, but it's going to be really expensive to ship this thing. But no, I want it. And so you guys stayed in touch about that piece or what?
He messaged me one day. Well, this was actually months ago. And he's like, do you actually want to buy that? And I'm like, oh, yeah, it was fairly expensive to ship. It came in 2 boxes, but he gave me a fair I didn't spend nothing on it. That thing costs like $900 new.
Yeah.
So it is very expensive, but it is a vertical. Yeah. It's a 2-sided vertical barbell holder that's on wheels.
And how many bars does it hold on each side?
6 on each side. Okay. So it's a 12 barbell
and it's
holder.
All red and kind of customized and made of 3x3.
It's got like Gluck's logo on it, and it looks cool.
It does look cool.
And Jake from Garage Gym Experiment had one when we toured his gym. Actually,
he did?
Too. Yep, he had one too. It wasn't on wheels.
Maybe that's what's thrown me off. I can't picture his for some reason.
It wasn't on wheels, but he did have one.
Okay,
I like it. It's really cool, and like with the idea of the barbell storage was basically maxed out at the gym, so I needed something. Mm-hmm. The on wheels is interesting. You know, some people are like, well, I could picture someone rolling that around and like rolling it into the deadlift platform and tipping all 12 barbells over. And I just
actually barbells weighs so much. Though.
Well, yeah, it weighs 500 pounds to begin with if you have it loaded up. And It has wheels on it, which is nice in theory. The wheels and the casters are awesome on it. It rolls so smoothly and so easily, but I really don't picture it getting rolled around very much. I mean, it has wheels on it. I could just as easily take, like in routinely, it's not going to get rolled around at all, I would say. It may just, if I'm literally moving things, or there could be a time when it's useful that it has wheels, but essentially it's going to, practically speaking, it's like it doesn't have wheels, kind of. It's not like the calibrated kilo plates where, although most people don't even wheel those around, they just grab it off it's on a rack with wheels, but people don't wheel those around either.
Okay.
So that's cool though.
Yeah. So how long have you've had that a couple weeks now, haven't you?
Yeah, at least a few, maybe even almost a month. I made the video where it was like a bad infomercial in black and white where like the barbells were spilling all over the place. And
okay, so how many bars do you actually have on it now then?
Like 4.
Oh, yeah, you got to fill that sucker up.
Yeah. But the problem is, the thing about storage in general at Massenomics Gym is if things are not mostly full, then people don't know where to put things. Like I can't have too many open gaps, or else people put stuff in really
weird
stupid spots.
Yeah. That is
so. I need a few more bars, actually, is what I've decided. It's the chicken or the egg. What came first, needing more storage or needing more bars? And it's not the chicken or the egg. It's just whichever one, then it's the next one.
Yeah.
It's just always a game. That's why it never stops, because you're always just like
just chasing your tail.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. That's item number 1. What do we got next?
Next thing also just showed up here this week. The Exponent Edge rackable camber bar.
That thing looks cool. What's the initial impressions on it?
So it's very nice. I didn't know what I was getting into with that exactly. And
so people that don't know, maybe explain what that bar actually is.
Yeah.
That's
also, I would say full disclosure on this one, and I'll say this where it's applicable on anything. I did not pay for that bar. That was Exponent Edge. We do have an affiliate link with that, and you can check out that company. They make several different cool things. I didn't know that much about them prior to that. And it's cool. And I've been wanting a camber bar. So a camber bar is also called a McDonald bar. And we come across them relatively frequently.
We do actually, surprisingly.
Yeah. And it's it's a barbell, and then about 1/3 of the way in on each side from the sleeve, it goes up usually about 3 or 4 inches. There's literally like the bar's almost like notched out and then straight across.
Do some people call it a seal row bar? Do some people call it that?
Well, it is kind of the same thing as that, but it is kind of the same thing as that, I think.
Okay. I didn't know if people use those interchangeably or if one was actually different.
I don't know. It seems like they're almost like marketed differently, but they're almost the exact same bar. So I don't know what the technical specifications different is between those two, or if some just do. But so I did like it. I benched with it a little bit the other day on my deload. I did a deload bench.
It's all black. Is it coated, or what's giving it that black look?
I guess it's a Cerakote finish on it. I didn't actually even look into the specs of that part of it, but it worked very well to bench. I had like 275 on it, and it was good.
Have you ever benched with a bar like that before?
No, the range of motion is extreme too. Like that 4-inch camber, that feels way deeper.
I believe it.
So we do have like the Duffalo bar, and I bench with that many times. This does definitely feel different than that though. But this bar specifically, a few things. So the diameter is smaller than a normal barbell.
Oh.
And if I'm using this as like an accessory to do arms or something like that, that's totally cool. If I'm using it like a easy curl bar, that's all just fine. But as my heavy, like if I'm going to do benching with it, I kind of want it to be 28.5 millimeters or 29.
Right.
Instead of like and then the other thing is the sleeves are fairly short, and it weighs 31 pounds.
Oh, it's kind of a weird weight.
Yeah.
It says it's a 28 millimeter bar on their website. Does it not feel 28?
I suppose it is 28, and that's I guess it's just the 0.5 millimeter difference. I could have sworn it felt more of a difference than that.
Yeah,
but
like more like a deadlift bar, but
right.
Okay. So, all right. So then you said that the sleeves are a little short on it.
Yeah, the sleeves are, it's just like a small bar. It's not like a full-sized barbell.
Okay.
It's more like a rackable easy curl bar. Like I would use it more interchangeably with that. So if you're going to do, because where the camber is on the bar, you could also grab it there to do curls, like an easy curl bar.
That. Yeah.
So for that kind of thing, I think the bar's awesome. I just don't think that this is the best camber bar for like heavy benching for someone that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Went through the picture. The sleeves are pretty short on it. I do see that.
Yeah.
I mean, most people won't be loading it up.
Which doesn't
heavy,
really matter.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't really matter for what you're going to use this bar. I think you think of this bar more like a rackable easy curl bar with just like a different shape to it is what it's kind of more like.
It looks really cool. I'll give it that.
It's made nicely. It looks really cool. It worked just fine for it. I don't know why. I guess it's just my powerlifting monkey brain that I'm like, I would like it to be 29 millimeters and longer sleeves.
I think the weirdest part is the 31 pounds. It's a very odd number.
Yeah. Yes. But it's made nicely.
Yeah. I'd like to try that out the next time in the gym. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah. The stretch is very deep when you bench with that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Next on the list. This one hasn't showed up yet. Hopefully it's showing up soon. I actually got to check on update because I think it was supposed to be in February. I ordered this a while ago and I probably had talked about it, but it's the Strong Arm Sport Monster Bar. And that is the barbell that will be used for the max deadlift event of the Lift Hard Live Easy 2026 Strongman competition. So there's got two of these coming. One of them is Jake and Abby's from Hide and Strength for running the Strongman competition. One of them is theirs, and then mine is the other one. We got them shipped together, but it's the 10-foot long, almost like elephant bar. It's monster bar is the technical term from Strong Arm.
And it's 10 feet. It's actually a 10-foot bar.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot bar.
Damn, that is a big bar.
Yeah. So 2 of those should be showing up soon, hopefully.
It's the idea of that thing being in the gun rack it's just a funny thought.
It's like going to go to the ceiling or go to the,
wherever it's going, it's covering a lot of ground.
Yes. Okay. I did purchase, I know I haven't been strongly on the hunt for vintage weights, but about a month ago, for a guy from Minneapolis, I purchased a pair of Berg Hantel wide hub vintage weights.
Okay.
So Berg
I'm
Hantel.
I'm familiar with those.
Yeah, Efren has them.
Oh, he did.
Like on his, we've seen him before. I think you just have to look him up.
I'm
get
taking
him on
here.
your radar. You can see Berg Hantel, and then there's the older
Berg
Berg
the wide
Hantel.
hub, you said?
Wide hub. Yeah, I have the wide hub,
Yeah,
which
I
is
see that.
like the slighter newer one.
Oh, okay.
But still very kind of rare and sought after, and
Uh-huh.
haven't picked those up yet. I think he lives by the cities, and we were just going to coordinate sometime when either I'm going that direction or he's coming here.
Oh, okay. So did you know this guy, or what was the connection?
No, they popped up and somewhere, and I've been like, I really have wanted a pair of these, and they were really nice, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just buying them. I don't know. It was a kind of, I wouldn't say I bought it the day I saw them, but after a couple days, I'm like, yep, I want to buy those. Then the vintage plate that had been the highest on my list for a while, these are just getting shipped to me. I just bought these yesterday. I don't know why I'd really started to want these ones, are Iron Man. And we saw these at Efren's. Dave Tate actually had one pair of Iron Mans.
Yes.
And Iron Mans are usually either 50s or 100s.
Yeah. What were Dave's?
I think his were 100s.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say
though.
too, but yeah, okay.
But I got 50s. I didn't really want the 100s because they're more difficult. Yeah, I wanted the 50s, and I got a really cool pair from supporting member Big Ben is shipping those out to me this week, actually. So I've got blue Iron Man.
Oh, they are blue. Okay.
plates.
So are all Iron Man plates blue, or what's the story there?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think it's definitely a color of Iron Man plates. I don't know if they are. I don't know well enough, but these definitely are blue.
But blue is like what quite a few of them actually are. In this
Yeah,
case.
I've seen that quite a bit. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's pretty cool.
So that's it on my vintage weights. Now,
so where are those going to go then?
That's a good question. Actually, what I'm probably gonna do is sell my gray Schistler Eagle plates.
Because you're
because I got the blue
those.
ones. Yeah, so I'm gonna get rid of the gray Schistler Eagle.
Yeah,
and then there is like one more little bit of finagling on the plate wall I could do
Okay.
to make this other set fit there. So what I'm gonna end up with is the middle section, the middle row.
Yep.
The middle row. I think it's gonna be all blue plates.
middle column.
The middle column.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, not row,
All
column.
blue, really? So what's all blue? Iron Man, the Schistlers, the
Jackson, Iron
yeah,
Man,
Jackson was
Schistler, Weeder cross hubs, and maybe it's just 4. So I
That's-
actually need one more.
That's
blue
pretty
one
cool
someday.
though. That
Yeah, that's kind of the
column of blue ones. That is
Right.
cool. I like that.
That's the thought there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, now into more contemporary. My last 2 pieces here. They haven't showed up yet. I just got an update email. It sounds like they've hit the United States. They're going to be working on packing them up soon. They just got like 500 of the machines in, of various machines. It is from Temple of Gains. If you've been following along with Basement Brandon, you'll see he just got his multi-flight. Well, I got the Temple of Gains multi-flight V3 in black, and then the Temple of Gains leg extension seated leg curl V3.
Okay. I knew you were getting the leg extension leg curl. I could not remember if you said you were getting the multi-flight or not. So,
Yeah, I
okay,
got
that's a cool
both.
addition.
Yes, I got both. I'm going to the seated leg extension / seated leg curl V3 from Temple of Gains is going to replace the current seated leg extension that I have
Okay.
at the gym.
So you'll keep the old leg curl.
Yeah, the lying leg curl, because
stick
this
around.
one is
Yeah,
a
that's
seated
actually a
leg
different
curl.
movement,
So now you technically could do a seated leg curl or a lying leg curl at the gym.
Okay. So that's
So I'm
going
going to sell off the
That's going to be on
seated
the
leg
market, or is
extension.
it spoken for already?
Several people have said so, but nobody's like 100% committed. I think it's going to sell really easily
I think it will
because
too.
a lot of people want that sort of thing. And then the multi-flight, I don't know if you've been in the gym recently at all, but there's been like 3 stacked up horse stall mats kind of sitting towards the entrance door. They're right in front of the calf raise machine and the
Okay.
Rogue Echo bike. And I'm just going to move those finally, since they've been sitting there since the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic. I'm just going to move those, and the multi-flight's going to go literally right there, like
Okay, and
right in
there's
front
room
of the
for the lateral.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
yeah. Like on the surface, if you're very used to being in Massenomics gym, you might say, how can a machine go there? And I'm pretty confident once it's there, you're like, it can easily go there.
Right.
And,
That's how
there's
that
no,
typically goes.
yeah. So that's my plan for where that's going to go. And full disclosure on those, we do plan on doing review videos of those, but I did pay money for those. I got probably a better deal than what, your average customer gets, but I did pay money for those machines. But we are planning on doing a review just because I think they're interesting. I think they're cool, and I think people will want to see some more information on it.
And you said black on both of them?
Both blacked out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see those. Those are big upgrades for that side of the gym.
Yeah, for sure. And then I think those are the final things that I need to get strong finally.
You think so? That's where
Yeah,
the gains are to be made now?
Yeah, I can't think of a single thing we would ever need after all of that stuff.
Well, maybe. There may be one more thing.
Well, maybe a couple things to get strong. I don't know. If these don't do it, I'm going to be on the lookout for the next thing. That we
yeah.
need.
I mean, you got to keep swinging.
Yeah. So that finally is the 2026 new equipment for Massenomics Gym.
Wow, yeah, that's a good list. Those are some unique things in there. I'm excited to give all those a try. Actually,
It's a big variety pack in there, a variety of stuff.
I'm gonna get that camber bar. I'm gonna load it up in the bridge built thing, push it around the gym full speed, run it into some things, see if it tips over. I'm gonna push it into the leg extension leg curl machine at full speed.
Smash the stacks down, like just let the stacks.
I'm gonna put a bunch
drop
of
from
deadlift bars into it, so it's really tall, and I'm gonna run it through the doorway to take it to the other side of the gym.
Yes.
Stress
someone
test
will
it.
figure out a way to do it.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes. I had another thing here to bring up. I put this in a couple weeks ago. What time are we at?
Oh, we got time.
Oh, we got time, don't we?
We got time.
I just wanted to talk about Cursive handwriting. Have we ever talked about cursive?
I mean, we probably have at some point, but I don't remember ever talking about it.
My second grade daughter, they're learning cursive right now.
So that was going to be my first question. I didn't even know for sure if they still taught that or not. I didn't know.
I think it's hot and it's cold. It's off and it's on. I just don't feel like it's... When we were proper country, when I was in school, they very specifically taught. Like cursive was a big deal. Like everyone had to learn how to do cursive, and it was a large part of the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
And although we may have used to have been a proper country, I feel like that is kind of a waste of time. Why do we need to learn a second system to write the language we already know how to write?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it. I do.
Who was like, yep, these are our letters, but then someone was like, no, let's connect them all and then switch some of them a little bit.
But isn't it more like once you get good, like, because when I think about my writing, when you're in the stages of like doing perfect straight lines and you're thinking about each one so much, you write so freaking slow. And then once you learn cursive, you start to be like, oh yeah, you can kind of like sort of just start scribbling. And
well, it just makes it not legible because you're like every letter kind of looks the same. It's like very easy to just friggin'
just kind of roll them all together. And it's
what do you write in? Which of those? I do a hybrid garbage version of combined.
I think everyone eventually, unless you actually take pride in your penmanship, I think eventually everyone goes into this weird hybrid just disaster thing, don't they? You either do nice like cursive handwriting, you do this weird disaster thing, or you do kind of like this draftsman style of writing where you sort of write in all caps and it's actually kind of nice, but also not how you should write either because it's all capital letters.
Right. I never write like that. Mine's always just pretty much garbage. I could write in good cursive, I think, but I never do that. I just use like
I would struggle.
Garbage.
I would struggle to
could you if I made you write an uppercase Q in cursive right now, could you do it?
I'd have to think about it for a minute. Like when you said that, it wasn't immediately obvious what I'm supposed to be doing.
What about a capital G?
I think I could get that one. I think
just
do a
little muscle memory.
Yeah. But I think I'd write it and I would question whether I'm actually doing that correctly or not. But
it's the capitals are really the only tricky ones.
Capitals are weird. They're weird.
A few of them are odd. Like an S. Who the hell decided that's what a capital S is?
That one is pretty strange too. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, it's been so long since I've written like any of the. I actually it's so rare that I actually even write words with my hand, like with pen and paper, unless I'm doing it for myself. I don't write, I'm just so used to, if I have thoughts, I type them on my phone or my computer because I just feel like, then I can copy and paste and move things. And it just feels faster for me a lot of times. So it is very, very rare for me to even use a pen and paper anymore.
Right. Yeah. Just cursive. I just don't know. When my daughter said they were working on cursive, I'm like, it just feels not necessary, but I suppose it is somewhat necessary.
I don't know. They got to learn something, right? I got to be.
Yeah, I guess they got to kill some time. I don't know. Cursive is just interesting. The whole philosophy of the second way to write the same language is interesting to me, where some of the letters just look completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, no, this is an S. And I'm like, that's an S? That's not what an S looks like.
Yeah.
Who made that up?
Yeah. Some of them are really weird.
Actually, the key to my cursive is my sloppy handwriting. I'd be like, when I have to capital a letter, I'm not doing the cursive version of it.
Yeah,
and then I'll do the lower, if I start to
fill it in the rest.
Yeah. And fill in the rest in cursive.
You're like Billy Madison with the Rizzugo where he's trying to do the Z's and he just does the weird squiggle thing.
Yes. What is a capital cursive Z? Is it just a Z?
The
lowercase Z, I know.
Yeah, the lowercase kind Z of odd. It's like a backwards thing. Yeah,
it's got like a G element.
Yeah, it's kind of like a G. Actually, is more what it is.
Why does the Z go below the line in cursive?
That actually is one of the stranger ones.
Like they're like, nope, Z. Yep,
No,
Z
the uppercase Z is just the big version of that. It's just yeah, it looks like a 3 actually is what the uppercase one does look like.
Okay.
It's just that, but you go to the top instead of starting it halfway down.
Right.
That's weird. That's probably the weirdest letter in the whole thing.
What's the Q look like? Isn't G is weird also, actually. Like G
Q
is
is just a 2. That makes no sense. I see. Okay. Didn't know that. I would have got that one 100% wrong.
It's the capital cursive letters are where it gets really wacky.
Wow.
M's and N's I'm all on board with. Let's
Yeah.
just squiggle out some M's and N's.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm 100% on board. I can get on board with most of the vowels. Like the E, I'm good with the just that E's cursive E is just a shortcut of the E, where you're like, yeah, I can kind of loosely connect all the prior and the subsequent letters with this cursive E version.
Wow. I'm just looking at a whole alphabet. I would 100% actually get a lot of these wrong if I hadn't looked at this first. This is kind of crazy. It's been so long since I've seen any of these.
Yeah, like you're saying the capital letters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That Q, I actually forgot what. That's not even what I was picturing.
I feel like there's some variations of this that were taught differently at times.
Yeah. G is super odd. I do remember what a G is, but that is an odd. What G is weird.
Kind of. I mean, kind of. That I just, for some reason, that one sticks out to me. I just remember that one, so that one's not.
I do too, but it's weird. Like, look at it. That's not at all the way
backwards.
you make it. Yeah.
First of all, it is backwards, so yeah, it's got that going for it.
Q is insane, and S is just very weird to me. That's what an S is.
Yeah, you can almost see, well, if you took out that line, it sort of is an S with just an extra embellishment on the end, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's that vertical line is what screws it up.
Right. All right, so that's cursive. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Are you pro or anti-cursive?
Cursive. Are you for it or not?
Yeah.
All right. I got one more question for you. I think, I have no idea. I think you can relate to this. I'm very curious, though.
Is it related to cursive? If so,
no,
I'm on board.
But it's related to back in the day, you could say. So the other day, the TV was on, and I see something on the channel. I'm trying to find something for the kids quick while I'm making dinner, keep them entertained for just a little bit. And I see something on the channel guide, and it's always on the channel guide. But for whatever reason this time, I'm like, I need to click that and just see. And the show I'm talking about is the Andy Griffith Show, Tanner. Are you aware of the show? Yeah, exactly.
Yes, very familiar with Andy
Did that
Griffith show.
Was that show on in your household at all growing up?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
My dad was a big Andy Griffith Show fan. I've honestly probably seen every single episode.
I think my dad claims he's seen every episode like 20 times, it was just, I think that was The Office for guys. When you're, like that was what you had to pick from back then. And it was always on TV. That's also what it had going for it. And I always remember, so the Andy Griffith Show in itself, yeah, I've seen a fair number of episodes back in the day, it's been years and years. But what stuck out to me is it had been long enough since I'd seen it on TV that I had this realization that growing up, I always thought, God, that guy is so old. Like, that guy is old.
Andy Griffith.
Yeah, Andy Griffith. And a part of it is because it was in black and white. That's part of what's lending to it. But
and you're a little kid. And
I'm a little kid. And I'm like, how old was he when that show was being made? Because he's the dad of the boy. That's what's immediately like setting off these alarms in my head. I'm like, he can't be that old. He's the dad. And I had to look it up, and while it was filming, he was approximately 34 to 42 years old. And I'm like, that's me. Like that's the age group. I'm right there, man.
I'm at the upper limit of it when his name is Andy Griffith?
Yeah, that's Andy. Yeah.
So Don Knotts is Barney Fife.
Yep, Barney Fife. Yeah, and that's
Don Knotts as Barney Fife.
Yeah. And man, that's just like
and
that
Opie is Ron Howard.
Yeah. Yep. He's
Opie is Ron Howard.
Yes. Yeah. But it was just like this weird thing of this whole thing of when I thought someone was really old, and then all of a sudden now I've had enough years between it. Now I'm watching. I'm like, nope, you're just me. And then I'm watching. I'm like, you know what? outside of the black and white and kind of the old fashioned clothes, you don't look that old. Like all of a sudden I'm thinking that,
Right. Who's your favorite character from Andy Griffith Show?
I just have a hard time even saying it. It's been so long. I mean, when I was a kid, Barney Fife, because he was goofy,
Yeah.
I probably haven't actually watched an episode since I was in a 3rd or 4th grade.
I like Otis, the town drunk.
The drunk, yeah.
Otis would walk into the jail and lock himself in when he's drunk.
Oh, yeah, all the time, yeah. Just let himself come and go. What was
I should make a meme out of that, like just do a video of him walking into the jail and locking himself in. I don't know what the top of it is, but it's just a funny premise. I feel like when you just like lock yourself up. When it's like when I do a squat and watch the video and immediately know it wasn't to depth, something like that.
Yes.
It's like I just locked myself. You mean Jim Neighbors was
Gomer Pyle. I was going to say that's the other. That's the other kind of
surprise. That's the spinoff. Is the Gomer Pyle show? He had his own show.
Yeah, he was also kind of the other goofy guy.
Private Pyle. Yeah, he joined the army.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jim Neighbors, I think, right?
Yes, I would have never in a million years. Even when you're looking at it, I was going to say Gomer Pyle. You say Jim Neighbors. I'm like, who's Tanner talking about? And then the name's right there because that name means nothing to me.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, like I just can remember growing up and my dad quoting Gomer Pyle lines, like that's.
Well, did you ever, like, that was a term people would call people. Even when I was a kid, people would say, like, you're being a Gomer Pyle.
Yep.
Like, is that something that you had heard then too? Like, okay. Like, you're being a dumbass, like you're Gomer Pyle, like you're an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
You're a buffoon, you're a Gomer Pyle. Yeah.
Andy Griffith Show. And that was my conclusion. The Office for people that were born before us. Well, and then that was actually,
Andy Griffith Show.
Then when I realized I was thinking about it some more, I'm like, you know what? Growing up, you have your perception of what you think old people are and not. And even as you age, you have your perception of what old people are and not. I think you're just actually the anchor is. Old, it's relative and it's always moving, but the constant is old is older than your parents. Like that's kind of like your parents' age are older. That's your definition for old.
Yeah. If they're older than that, whatever that is at that point in time, then they're old.
Because when I was a kid, no doubt I would have thought someone in like 40 is old. And now I'm like, no, 40 is not old.
I've literal actual teachers of mine that were even when I was in high school, and that I'm friends with that I like and are cool. And I've told them recently, like talking to them, I'm like, man, I thought you were old then. And I am actually older than you are. I am older now than you were then. And I thought you were kind of like old.
Uh-huh.
And I was 15. Like I was old enough to know better of what,
and you're like
what I feel like
30-some-year-old teacher.
Yeah, you're like 34.
These old people teaching me.
It's like you were barely yourself figuring out what it means to be an adult, more than likely.
Yeah.
I saw a disturbing meme today, only humorously disturbing, where it's Leonardo DiCaprio from what's the movie where he has the totem and it's the dream
Inception.
within a dream, Inception. And when he's waking up, I think it's the scene when he's like on a plane at the very end, and it's like that close up of his face when he's waking up, and it's like you waking up at 5 a.m. realizing that you're suddenly your dad, almost like that you waking up at 5 a.m. like all of a sudden you're the guy waking up at 5 a.m. like you don't even know how and it's just like Inception. You don't even know how you got here, but all of the sudden you are the guy that's getting up at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how did that happen? Why am I what happened? I just thought that was funny. And also disturbingly accurate.
Yeah. Luckily, I haven't had too much of that waking up early.
Waking up at 5 a.m. is more to me just a metaphor for
all
of it. I think, because I usually don't get up at 5 a.m., but I get up at 6 a.m., but it's more just thought like, wait, I'm stressed about doing our taxes or, like whatever the insert, whatever the thing is.
Man-made construct that's ruining my life.
Boy, that that Ted Kaczynski was onto something.
Yeah. That's what they're saying.
Wasn't he the one that was all about like society?
Well,
Like he's like the traffic lights, the
I
traffic
think
light
that was
example.
I think that was his theory.
Is that him?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
think
Ted
so.
Kaczynski, or am I thinking?
Yeah,
of
no,
different,
the Unabomber.
yeah.
That was his thing, I believe. Yeah, the
Okay.
traffic lights
Okay.
conditions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I feel like that's a high note to end this on. Unabomber.
I think so.
Actually, this is very important. This is brand new. Our newest sponsor of the Massenomics podcast is EliteFTS. You can check them out at EliteFTS.com. They actually have a 4-inch cambered bar.
They just came out with
recently.
one.
Was that new?
Yeah, I just got the email for it like 3 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that is brand new.
Got that on my radar all of a sudden, and I literally saw that, and I'm like, why have I never known that they have a version of this?
Yeah,
And
I got the email for it saying brand new, just released, and I thought, oh, have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I'm very interested in the EliteFTS one, honestly. Like, it's probably a sweet bar. It probably, like, some of the things that I didn't like as well about the one I'm talking about, which aren't necessarily the deficiencies. It's just what you want the bar for. Yeah, I don't think one's right and wrong. It just depends on what you want it for. And what I'm talking about, I wonder if the EliteFTS one fits more in line with that. EliteFTS, whether you want to check out their 4-inch camber bar, their SS yoke bar, which is one of the most popular specialty barbells of all time. If you got a home gym and don't have an SS yoke bar, correct yourself.
What the hell are you doing?
Get one. When you buy anything from EliteFTS, use discount code MASS10, saves 10%, and it's good for us.
This episode is also brought to you by Build Fast Formula. Build Fast Formula. It's just what works. They have been our go-to supplements for, God, Tanner, a long time now, haven't they?
Hate to even guess. I think since back when Andy Griffith was still airing. Are you familiar with Matlock?
I've heard the word. I don't even know what that is. Is it a TV show? What is that?
Yeah, look up Matlock quick. Yeah, look up Matlock and see what you know about that. Have you heard about this? Have you seen this? Matlock.
Yeah, with this guy in the white suit.
Yeah, you know who that is?
No. Oh, is that Andy Griffith?
That is Andy Griffith.
Oh my gosh. Okay, he actually is old there.
What if I told? Okay, this is an
What
interesting
if I
fact.
told you?
In Matlock, Andy Griffith was 43.
That's what cigarettes did to people then. Cigarettes and drinking out of the hose did to you.
I had to see how old was Andy.
And asbestos. It's what it did to you back then.
He was 59 on Matlock.
I mean, I'd say he looks a little older than that, but
Were you like, does this feel aware to you at all? Like when you see this, does this look familiar to you at all?
Really? I mean, I know I've heard the words I've heard someone say Matlock before. Like like when you said it, my guess was, I feel like that's a TV show, but it doesn't mean anything to me.
I think a funny Matlock meme could really hit
God,
too.
I gotta say, what did you say? 59 when they started filming that?
That's what it says.
Looks older than 50. I mean, he doesn't look like.
He looks like he's 70.
Yeah, I'm not saying he doesn't look like he's like not aware of what's going on, but he just looks older than 59.
We have like people at Massenomics Gym that I consider to still be my contemporaries that are 50 and look like young men that are in the same decade of age.
There's been some amazing advances in understanding what you can do to not destroy your body,
Like Larry's like 49.
Yeah, he's approaching his Matlock years here.
I'm in my Matlock era.
Larry just has and his hair's white and he wears a white suit all the time.
Like, why do you look like a grandpa all of a sudden?
Yeah, because he's in his Matlock
Why do you look
era.
like a grandpa from my childhood?
This just made me
now?
think of it too. Along these same lines, here's another one that's just crazy to me. The actual ages of the Golden Girls when they were filming that damn show. Have you ever looked at that? Because to me, they have all. Did you ever watch that show? I didn't.
Oh yeah, yeah. But probably the only one that was like the only one that had to have actually been old was the one's mom that was like seriously
yes,
old
I don't know
lady.
their names. Like my wife has watched 1,000 of those shows, but here's the thing. I look at the picture, and even now, I'm like, no, they're all grandmas there. They're all old. Here's the ages. 53, 55, and 79. Like, that doesn't add up, does it?
They were just like middle-aged.
Yeah. I mean,
Why did they seem
like
so
you were saying,
old?
in this day and age, those people could go to Massenomics gym and it wouldn't be old. But if you showed up looking like that, people would be like, who is Tanner bringing into this gym?
He's like, there's 53. Like, I see 53-year-old people walking around all the time that, like, these look like old grandmas.
There is no doubt your son has at least some parent, some friend that
That's
has a
what I'm
parent that's
saying.
53
Like that-
years old. And
That-
if they
that's what
showed
I'm
up
saying.
to pick,
That's my reference, actually.
if they showed up to pick up Jack and they looked like that, you'd be like, oh,
I'd be like,
okay,
oh,
so
it's your
it's
grandma here.
Yeah. And not even as a way of disrespect. It would just be in pure honesty. Like, and I would think the exact same thing.
I can't believe that. Is that right? Like, I'm looking at images of it, and I feel like some of these are just like they're showing where like two of them are 53. I'm like, there's no way that those ladies were 50. Like, I feel like this is just embellished for the internet.
I don't know. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, even when you
know where
AI
they
overviews, it's
like
AI
I want to
overview.
make one and be like, they were like 37, where it's just like,
Yeah. That one's weird though, isn't it?
yeah. Is that just a difference in style? Like,
Wait.
is the difference in
this is what's okay. This is the confusing part. This is where
okay.
it's the character age versus the actress age. That's what the problem is here.
Okay.
Because this is saying, yeah, the characters were in their early 50s. The actresses were between the ages of 51 and 6. So like Betty White was 63, but she was
Okay.
playing a character that was like 55. Again, I mean, that's only a difference of like 7 years.
Yeah, but 63 seems way more in line with what.
That's why. Okay, that's why they have the double numbers on them. Yeah, Betty White.
Yeah.
She's 63 playing a 55-year-old. I would say they did not quite cast that right when they look.
What
like
about
that.
the Dorothy B one? Because that's the one that's really throwing me off. So how old was that lady?
It says she's 63, but she was playing a 54-year-old.
okay. She looks more like a 63-year-old then. Okay.
Yeah, that makes.
Why were they playing? Why were they acting like they were in their early 50s?
I don't know. 'Cause there was no 50-year-old actors. I don't know. I don't know. It's the same thing of all those movies in the early 2000s when they're all, American Pie and all this stuff. It's all teenagers, but they're all played by people in their late 20s,
Right. Well, like American Pie actors and actresses now are like, when you see it, like, oh my God.
Well, when we were watching the last season of The Righteous Gemstones and Sean William Scott's in it, I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in decades. Like, the last time I saw you, you were shooting a dart in Will Ferrell's neck. Like, it's been that long, You're crazy.
Yeah, I like you, man, but you're crazy. You're crazy. I was trying to think of the line there.
You're crazy.
Oh, now that's a movie. All right, that's great. A great television. Well, what did you never talk about though? What was
So
your ad
what I was
that
trying to
you
get to, I guess what I'm trying to say though, is that Build Fast formula is our preferred supplements.
what I'm trying to say.
What I've been trying to say this whole time before I start talking about the Golden Girls. Which Tanner knows their names. I don't. But anyways, Build Fast formula, they're go-to supplements. 80-20 protein, 80% casein, 20% whey. It's nature's protein blend. It's been my preferred protein lately. All the flavors are great. Vanilla, chocolate lava cake, Cinnadoodle crunch, all that. They're good. Pick one of those. And then if you need a pre-workout, they got their full blitz, their Vaso blitz, their blitz 3. They got all the blitzing and all the Vasos you could ever want for pre-workout. Pick one. They're good. They'll get you hyped. Thank you, Build Fast formula. Oh, and use code Massenomics. You save 10% on your next order. Thank you, Bill Fest Formula.
Oh, what I'm trying to say. Oh, that cracked me up. Oh, it's insane.
Good stuff.
All right. YouTube, the new video at the time that this comes out, the latest YouTube video should be the 10 things in Tommy's home gym that he loves to use that aren't actually gym equipment. It's like the 10 best things you can buy for your home gym that aren't gym equipment. That's not a bad title. It's hard to get that title down.
We're still working on that.
But that's generally what we've already filmed it, and we had some fun doing that one in your.
As of right now, we have 11 hours to get this thing wrapped up and titled. I don't have the edit done yet. We don't have the title or the thumbnail, but we will get that done tomorrow.
We got plenty of time. It's only midnight, so we'll get that wrapped up.
Yeah. Hey, can I throw one more age at you since we're on the topic?
Yeah. Yes.
Al Bundy. You know how old he was during that show?
I mean, he seems to me like he was 50, but I suppose he was like, so he was like 34 or something like that.
At the start of the show, he was 39. And it was the same thing. He seemed like he was 50 growing up. I'm like, yeah, it's an old guy. And now I'm like, no. When I actually look at the picture, I go, yeah, no, you were just a guy.
We did, it was some modern game, not charades, but it was like some popular game people play that it had a charades element to it. And Al Bundy always put his hands in his pants.
Yeah.
And I did that, like the thing was Al Bundy, and I slouched back on my chair like this and went like this with my hand, like just because he didn't put his hand in his pants.
He just like rested it.
He put
in
his like fingertips into his belt line. Yeah. And I did that thing, and I nailed it, and nobody knew who Al Bundy was.
Really?
And I was like, you don't recognize the doing this thing as Al Bundy? Like,
yeah, that's the thing.
Because I was like when I got the card and I was like, yep, they're going to get this so fast, and nobody got it. I'm like, I quit, and I hate all of you for not knowing what that is.
That's like
would you have known that? Do you think you would have known that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like I didn't even watch that show that much.
Right. You didn't have to watch that show to know that.
That was the one takeaway from the show was
that's the epitome of like that show is the almost 80s comedy of like, I can't stand my wife. Sort of like that was the pinnacle.
The old hashtag boomer humor. Like that was
yes.
Yeah, the old ball and chain just ruining my day.
I feel like you guys should have just got divorced, but that wouldn't have made for as funny of a sitcom, I suppose.
Went to work quite as well.
Yeah.
We'll end your precious show.
So the YouTube video, leave us comments, subscribe on the YouTube. I mean, you're probably already subscribed. Leave us some comments, do the hype thing. I don't know. Is the hype thing dead? Or is that still a thing?
I mean, if it's dead, it assumed it was ever really a thing. But they can still hype it.
Yeah. Like it. Leave a comment, honestly, on the YouTube videos and maybe share something every once in a while. We're still actively working to do our best to grow the YouTube channel. And we didn't even talk about this. We also did a gym tour, a very short and brief one. So maybe next week we'll fill you in on. Let's talk about that experience next week.
Okay.
Because we usually like to recap our gym tours a little bit on the podcast.
Yeah, actually, yes. Next week,
so
that'd be a better timeline for that.
Okay. The new drop. Be on the lookout. February 19th. We're excited about this one. It's the biggest one of 2026. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can follow me at Tanner_Baird. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See you.